Okay. So let's just put that on YouTube. There we go. Copy. So Kai, just starting with this question, what are the sort of the things that you know about, like with your calculus, what is your understanding of like optimization in general?
I just know usually though, you're just supposed to find some equation, get the first derivative, make it equal to 0, you find a value, and then you plug the value into one of the equations and you get your answer.
Okay, but do you know why you must do that?
Not really, I just know you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, okay, so it's very important to understand why you're doing things, because the problem is, if you just memorize steps, then it's, they can give you a question that doesn't involve those steps. So that's why you have to understand. Like I can guarantee you guys, in your final exam this year, there will be questions that you've never seen before. I can almost guarantee it. Like never in your life seen before. However, even though you've never seen them before, I promise you, they will be based off the concepts that you've covered in class. So my argument is, and I usually make this argument a couple of times each live session, is that if you master the concepts, then it doesn't actually matter which question they give you, because you have those concepts and they're strong. But if you memorize steps, then that can make your life a bit more difficult, because if you're memorizing questions, then as soon as you get a question you've never seen before, it's going to be a struggle. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's read the question. It says a piece of wire 6 meters long is cut into 2 pieces. One piece is X meters long, is bent to form a square. Okay. One piece X meters long is bent to form a square ABCD. Now, what can you tell me about the square? There's already information that you can tell me about the square.
So each side of the square is X meters long.
No.
You see, that's where my issue is, because I was like, each side is X, and then AE is like 6 meters.
No.
Wouldn't 4x be equal to 6? I mean, no. To the circumference of the square, I mean 4x.
The perimeter of the square is X. So what does that mean each side is?
Wait, how do we know that?
A quarter X.
They told you that a piece X meters long is bent to form the square. And that means that it's the perimeter.
Oh.
What was the confusion?
I just saw X, and I automatically just assumed that each side is X.
No, do you see why it's the perimeter? It's the whole square. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So what is each side going to be of the square?
So each side is X over 4.
X over 4, yeah. Somebody's mic is, I think, Imano, just, is your both device? There's 10 people. Just double check that. Okay, it's fine.
I put my mic's on.
Okay, yeah. X over 4, X over 4, X over 4. Do you guys all agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now it says the other piece is bent into a U shape so that it forms rectangle BEFC when placed next to the square. So that means that this part over here, let's make it in blue. Can you see the blue? This part is going to be bent into the U shape. My question to you is, how can we find an expression for this blue?
Is it not 6 minus x?
Mm.
It's
But
six.
then-
It's 6
Oh.
minus x. Do you guys agree with that? Why
Yeah,
is it 6 minus x?
because the x is used for the square thing.
Yeah.
So, well, the whole rectangle is 6 meters.
The whole shape. Yeah. Don't say the
Yes,
rest. Yeah.
sorry.
So
And the square is x, so we just minus it. And it will give
yes,
us the smaller part. I mean, this bigger part.
yes.
How do we know? I'm so confused. How do we know with the 6 is BE6 or AE6?
Because you're already using this part for the square. They say the x is this x. It's highlighted. Do you see the red?
Yeah.
That red is x. They're telling you. And if
Is-
everything must add up to 6 plus the blue must equal 6, then the blue is just going to be 6 minus x.
So the 6 and the x, those are the perimeters.
So they're telling you that they're using a piece of wire that's 6 meters long. So that's what everything must add up to 6. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So if this is x, then the rest is just going to be 6 minus the x.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't you be able to say, I'm really not sure if this is right, but like 6 minus x over 4 because EF is equal to BC. And then you say BE and CF are equal to 6 minus x times 2. No,
Okay,
no.
so-
BE plus CF is equal to 6 minus x.
Okay, let's just clarify. Are you saying that EF is x over 4?
Sorry? Yes, I
Okay.
am. Yes, I am.
And just explain why you say that.
Because the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So, and because BC is equal to x over 4, EF will be equal to x over 4.
They say it's a rectangle, and therefore the opposite sides are equal. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean about these two sides?
BE and CF are equal to 6 minus x over 4. Wait. So, Yeah.
They're equal. They're equal. I mean, that's not.
oh.
Before we get there, they're equal because it's a rectangle. Can we find an expression for these sides in terms of x? Does anybody want to try that? Can we find an expression?
Wouldn't it be what I've said now about the 6 minus x over 4? So 6 minus 3 over 4x.
Just say it again, Iman. How did you come to that?
Basically because that 6 minus x we knew was the amount of y used to create ABCD.
Yes.
Then we said that, so we know that each of those sides is equal to x over 4. Now if BC is equal to x over 4 and EF is equal to x over 4, that means that the
Yeah.
length of y remaining is equal to 6 minus x minus EF, which is x over 4. So the
So
remaining y.
let's call this y, right? You want to call it y, just to give it a variable. So are you saying that 2y is just equal to 6 minus x over 4?
Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Tabitha, Sandra, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Because, Kai, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Because it's, 2y plus x over 4 is 6 minus x. So if we say 2y, that's going to be, so how would you simplify this, Iman? 6 minus x minus x over 4.
You first look at the negative x minus x over 4, and that'll give you negative 1 over 4x, isn't it? So 6 minus 1 over 4x. 1 and 1.
What's minus 1 minus a quarter?
5 over 4x. Yeah, and then you divide the entire thing by 2.
Which gives you?
3 minus 10 over 4x, I think. No? Okay.
You're dividing. So 5 over 8.
5 over 8.
Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can replace. Oh, Amaro, how are you? I see you too. We can replace the y with 3 minus 5 over 8x.
Oh my word! Wait. Okay. Can I suggest something? May I? I mean.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
So basically, you need the area, right? And so because this entire thing creates a rectangle, can't you say that you firstly say AB plus BE to give you your length, and then your width you say is going to be AD. So you say AD times AE, and then you basically get your parabola equation like that. And then you can find the maximum.
Yeah, we haven't read the question yet, so let's just first read the question. But I think you are right. But let's just read the question first. Calculate the value for which the sum of the areas will be a maximum. So before we worry about maximum, how would you guys work out the sum of the areas?
You get the area.
Iman, you have a nice suggestion?
I was just going to say because the entire thing makes a rectangle. You could basically just say x over 4 times x over 4 plus 3 minus 5 over 8x. But I'm not sure if this is like overthinking it, but wouldn't like BC, because it's like an actual physical thing, wouldn't BC the line take up space as well, therefore decreasing your area? I'm not sure if that's like
it's negligible.
Okay.
In physics, do you do physics?
Yes, I do.
You know what they say with friction, it's negligible.
Doesn't really matter. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Because even if you calculated them individually, you would still get the same answer. So the area of the rectangle is going to equal the length times the breadth. The breadth is x over 4 and the length is x over 4 plus 3 minus 5 over 8x. Who wants to simplify this for me? What's x over 4 minus 5 over 8? What's a quarter minus 5/8? Minus 3 over 8.
Wouldn't it be negative 3 over 8?
Yeah, so it's going to be 3 minus 3 over 8, x. Great. And multiply out.
You get 3x over 4 minus 3 over x, 24x.
Yeah, so I prefer to write it as 3/4 x. It just makes it easier for me, especially when it comes to calculus. Or what did you say this the other one was? It's going to be minus 3x squared or minus 3 over 32.
32, yeah. 3x squared over 32.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is everybody happy so far with how we've come to this?
Yes.
Yes.
Kai, does it make sense?
Yeah, it is making sense.
Okay. So now this is just the area. We don't know the area because it's in terms of x, but it's an expression. But now they want the maximum area. So what do we do now?
We can find the derivative of that and make it equal to 0.
That's correct. But now, just, Amaro, I forgot all my calculus work. Can you just explain to me why do we make the derivative 0?
We make it equal to 0 in order to
Because the turning point of our parabola would be the maximum.
and to find the maximum value, like the x value at which it is at the maximum.
I like how you said it's the x value at which there is a maximum. It's not actually the maximum. It's the x value that gives you a maximum. How do you know that this parabola is going to give you a maximum? Do you agree this is a parabola?
Yeah.
Why? How do you know it's a parabola?
The x
Because
squared.
it's the minus
And why does it have a
Quadratic.
maximum? How do you know it has a maximum?
Brownie, because of the negative sign.
yes, it's a
It's-
set face because of the
it's a-
minus sign.
The coefficient of the x squared is negative. So you know that if you were to find a turning point, it would be the maximum,
Wait,
not the
I'm
minimum.
confused. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I can explain anything. Is explain, Ima?
No, I was just being blunt. Sorry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the x squared is on the right hand side. So we know this is going to be a frowning parabola. So we know that's to have a maximum. So what's the derivative of this? Amaro, you want to do the derivative?
3/4.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. 3/4 minus 3/16.
Mm. Are you guys all comfortable with taking derivatives? There's a concept video on taking derivatives that
Isn't
that
it
you
3
can
over
watch.
16x?
Oh, there's an x missing.
3 over
Sorry.
16x. Okay. Are we done? What's this? We done? What must we still do?
Make it equal
Let's
to
make it
0,
equal
then
to
solve.
0 and find the x value.
Equal to 0. Great. And then it's 3/4 equals
3/16.
3/16 x.
mm,
X is equal to 4.
x is equal to 4. Are we answering the question? The question says calculate the value of x for which the sum of the areas will be a maximum. Have we answered the question?
Yeah.
No, because we need the y value, which is the actual.
We sub the 4 back into the original formula.
You
Wait,
have the
don't
answer.
we already have the x value?
They
Yeah.
only asked for the x value. I'm just tricking you. So yeah. If they said find the maximum, then you would take this and you would sub it into this formula. Do you see that?
Yeah.
But now they're only asking for the value of x. Okay. So don't be caught out in the exam. Okay. Okay. So are you happy with the explanation, Kai?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
No problem. But now, of course, that this is only one question on optimization. There are 23 others that you can work through. So there's lots of practice for you, Kai.
Okay.
And the nice thing is that it's got videos with it, which is really nice. Okay, so you can check if you fully understand. And you can do the ratings, and you can say if you're dissatisfied, if you're not. Okay, hopefully you won't be dissatisfied. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which was a question that was asked by another student. Okay, have you guys managed to work through this one? The analytical geometry one, did anybody work through it? I know it was Eid for some of you.
Nope. It was it.
Anybody work through this one?
I looked over it for a bit.
And then we just went back to eating. I think.
Overconfident that you'll just get it straight away in the live session. Although this is a good way, though. I mean, you have to try and get used to doing maths questions blind, because that's how your exam is going to be. So you must think of every Tutonic question as like doing it blind first. So don't like watch the video before you do the question. You know, give yourself that, false hope. Okay, so remember, I always tell you guys, read the statement first. Why do you read the statement first?
Because it gives us information.
It gives us the most information, to be honest. So my question is, so let's read this question. Okay, you guys want to see that part? Okay, let's read it. In the diagram KLN are vertices of triangle KLN. Is that anything new there? Anything that you can? Nothing really there, eh? LKN is 78.69. Okay. So I'm trying to watch out for stuff that isn't on here. Do you guys see that? I'm trying to see this stuff that they're saying here that's not on here. KL intersects the x-axis at P. Do you see that? Okay. KL is produced. The inclination of Kn is theta. The coordinates of M are minus C. So everything they give us, do you guys see that?
Yes.
Everything they give us is there. Calculate the gradient of Kn. Who wants to do that?
Oh, I did it, and I got -3/2.
So you just did y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you get a gradient of -3/2. M is -3/2. So for those watching on YouTube, so this is calculating gradients, which is a concept that we cover in grade 9, the concept video. Okay, so the size of theta, the inclination. Now this is a grade 11 question. So do you guys see how they jump? They go from grade 9 to grade 11. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you guys see that? See how cool they are? We're taking you from grade 8 to grade 9 to grade 10 to grade 11. So that's why as a matric student, it's quite interesting because you have to draw from all these different concepts. Okay, so the size of theta, the inclination of Kn. Who wants to try that one?
Tan theta is equal to the gradient, so tan theta is equal to -3/2, and then
Tan theta equals the gradient. Okay. And what did you say the gradient is? Tan?
-3/2.
And Amaro worked that one out. So the theta is?
-56.31.
Now this is very interesting. Why did we get a negative answer? Do you guys remember what I told you? I explained to you guys, why do you get a negative answer for this?
Because it's measured from the other side.
Say louder, I didn't catch that.
It's measured clockwise.
Both of those, theta is clockwise.
Mm.
So my question is, why do you get a negative answer?
Because it's the clockwise
Because they put in
angle.
How do you know it's clockwise? There's a reason that I gave you guys a few live sessions ago.
Isn't it the line itself? It's like the gradient is going to be negative.
We know the gradient is negative, but the angle is negative.
Oh, because the angle we calculate is the angle between the x-axis and the thing. So after you find that like theta, then you're supposed to say 180 minus.
But why do you have to do that?
Because the angle that they gave us that you're going to calculate is not going to be the inclination.
So you're saying we're not calculating the inclination?
No, we are, but then that's where when you find the angle, then you should say 180 minus, because the other angle that you got is the one like next to the inclination angle.
So why is it next to the inclination angle?
Because it just is.
Okay, so that's where we are. It just is. Does anybody want to explain? I explained this in a few live sessions ago. Anybody remember?
Is it because theta is an obtuse angle that we can
It is
assume it's
because
180 minus?
it is related to the obtuse angle, but what did I say was the reason why you get a negative answer? Does anybody remember? I gave a specific reason.
I do not think recall. Nope. I do not recall.
Afisa, any ideas, Saviha?
No, I have no clue. I don't know.
The angle of inclination, when you find it, it will be the smallest angle between the line and the positive x-axis.
Oh yeah, you said.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh yes. Okay. Do you agree that here is an angle? Do you agree? There's theta.
Yeah.
But there's also an angle here. Do you see that?
Mm.
Both of those are angles between the line and the positive x-axis. But which one's smaller?
56.
The blue one.
The blue one.
Bottom one. Yeah.
The blue one. And because it's smaller, that's the one your calculator gives you. Your calculator gives you the smallest angle that your line makes with the positive x-axis. But do you see how this is clockwise angle? Do you guys see that? This is a clockwise angle, whereas this is a anti-clockwise angle. So what do you know about clockwise angles? What do you know about clockwise angles? The sign.
They're negative.
They're negative. So that's why you got a negative answer in the calculator. Do you understand now?
Mm.
Guys, do you understand now?
Yes.
So you got a negative answer, which was negative what? Negative 56.
Yes.
Comma.
31.
But you need to find this angle. So you say 180 plus that, or 180. 180 plus is actually just saying 180 minus that. Actually, that's the same thing. And what does that give you?
Then it will give you theta. 123.69.
Now, do you guys understand? So do you see? We are doing the same thing. We are adding 180, but do you see how much more fun it becomes when you understand why you're adding 180?
Yeah.
Do you see that? Okay, so in maths, you must always try and understand why you're doing these things. Okay, so now, so we've worked out the size of theta. Show that the gradient of KL is equal to 1. Interesting. Where's KL? KL is here. Can you work out the gradient of KL using the gradient formula?
No,
No,
No.
we
Why?
can't.
Why?
only 1 point.
Because we don't have the coordinate.
What's the other way to work out the gradient?
The 10
Using K-
theta way. We can use the 10 theta way. But I don't know, there's no angle for KL.
Exterior angle? No, wait a moment.
You can.
You
Because
can.
basically, yeah, because KP no, I mean wait, yeah. Because you just find KOP, which will be 180 minus 78,69. No, sorry, KPO, which is 180 minus 78,69 plus 56,3.
What's KOP? First find KOP.
KOP is 56,3.
180 minus.
56,31.
31,
So what does that make this angle?
45.
What does that ring a bell?
Yes,
Visual
10
angles.
45 is equal to 1.
Yes.
Okay, so do you see how cool this is now? This is your birthday present, Nafisa. You know, just doing such cool maths, you know.
Thank you, buddy.
So okay, so the angle of inclination is 45. So just to complete it, so you would say tan of the angle, which is 45, is equal to the gradient, but tan 45 is?
1.
Therefore the gradient is?
1.
Yeah, right. And that's what the question is asking you. Show that the gradient is 1. Okay. And then it says determine the equation of KL. So can we work out the equation of KL now?
Yes, we can.
And how can we do that?
We just use this coordinate of
gradient.
K. We have the gradient. So
We've got the gradient, which is 1, and we've got a point.
And the point.
So you just have in the point and solve for C.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what's the who's gonna do this for me?
It's 1.
I use the equation y is equal to mx plus c to calculate it because I know.
And
Okay.
and m is 1, right? So it's just y equals x plus c. So what is
3 is equal to C.
So 2 is equal to -1 plus c,
c
and
equals?
then 3.
Y is, so it's 3. So it's Y is equals to 1x.
Y equals x
Plus
plus
6.
3. Right. Great. Calculate the length of Kn.
Distance formula.
3 units.
Distance formula. What's distance formula?
Kn
square
is
root.
equal to the root of x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1.
No.
Oh, sorry, I
Square.
forgot the
Squares.
yeah, sorry.
I want you guys to memorize the formulas, okay?
Yeah.
And what's the distance between the x values? Oh, no, I don't want that to happen. What's the distance between the two x values?
2.
2
2
squared.
squared. Yeah.
And the distance between the y values?
3 squared.
What's 2 squared plus 3 squared?
4 plus 9. 13.
And square root of that?
Root of 13, I think.
Yeah,
Equal
root
to
13.
6.
So keep it in third form, okay? Because you don't want to round off too much, okay? So Kn is root 13. But you see, this is not a difficult question because they gave you the points. Okay. It is further given that Kn equals Lm. Where's Lm? There. Let's draw a line.
Connect the dots.
And this is going to be root 13. Now the question says, calculate the possible coordinates of L.
We can use the
If they say that Kn is equal to Lm, it means the gradients are equal as well, right?
So no, they just mean in length.
Oh, okay.
So the distance. Okay.
Wouldn't you be able to use a simultaneous equation? So
What's the simultaneous equation? So remember I told you guys, don't ask me questions. You must tell me, Ilias.
Okay.
Ilias.
Okay. So the gradient of Lm would be -1
How do you know
because
that?
because KL and Lm it's perpendicular.
Where does it say they're perpendicular?
Oh,
It does.
I got it.
Wait. Where
basically,
does it say they're perpendicular? Where does it?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It looks like it. So
Maybe they'll tell you later on. But you can't assume that now, okay? Yes, okay. Somebody said something? Iman, did you say?
yeah. Okay, so basically, because Kn is equal to Lm and we calculate the length of Lm, we can assume, so basically then we know that Kn is equal to 13 squared units root 13 as well.
Root 13, yes. We've written
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Okay, and then basically you use the distance formula for that, but then not putting in an x and y for Lm
Okay, well,
for the distance formula.
I know you've got it, but let's just do it step by step. I know you've got it. So you want to do distance formula.
Yeah.
So how would distance formula look so far?
So basically,
13.
we'd have d is equal to root x k plus xl squared. I mean minus
Let's do d squared. It makes it easier in this case. So d squared is 13. Okay. Do you agree? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just then you'd say a -3 minus -3 minus x and then bracket squared plus bracket -5 minus y squared, and then you basically solve that until you get to x squared plus 6x plus 10y plus 25 plus 10 plus y squared.
But why is that a problem? Why you're trying to
Because
solve the equation?
we have
Two
two
unknowns.
variables. So then basically what you could do then is you use the equation of KL, which they asked you to find out previously.
Well done. Because the equation of KL says that y is just x plus 3. And L is on KL. It fits that equation. So therefore, if I have y, I can just replace it with x plus 3. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. But do you see, Iman, I would rather replace it here. Wouldn't it make more sense to replace it here?
Yeah, that's what I did as well now.
Okay. So then it would be -5 minus y, which is x plus 3. So it's minus open brackets x plus 3. which is minus x minus 3, and minus 5 minus x minus 3 is going to be minus 8 minus x if you simplify it. Do you get that? Did you get that, Iman?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've got an equation that only has one variable. So how would you solve this now?
First, you can FOIL it out, and then you can
You can-
simplify it.
So now, Amaro, can you FOIL for me?
So it's 9.
9, yeah, 9.
Wait, no, I don't understand why you're using -8 instead of -5.
What?
You said -5
Because m
minus
is
x.
negative.
Just say that again, Iman.
Because aren't we using m as our coordinate?
Yes,
So m is -3 and -5.
yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is the y value. Okay, let's just maybe just to be clear again. It's -5 minus y, which is x plus 3, which is -5 minus x, which is -5 minus x minus 3, which is -8 minus x. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
So let's simplify. Amaro, you said 9. What's the next term?
9 plus 6x plus x squared.
Well done. Okay, and then the next one?
64
Mhm.
plus 16x plus x squared.
Right. And then simplify this.
Two x squared.
Yeah.
Plus 22x
Plus 22x.
plus 73.
And then this 13, can we do something there?
Take
Oh,
it
we
to-
can 70. Oh no,
Yeah,
we can bring the
take it
13.
So it becomes plus
16 minus
16.
13.
And we factorize this now. What do we get? You can divide by 2 all out. Do you agree?
Yeah, you can.
So it's 11 and 30. Can this be factorized?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, wait. I'm just using the quadratic formula.
No, I told you.
It's technically not cheating.
Yeah, but I want you to use your brain. Who's gonna try and do this without the formula? What two numbers multiplied together give you 30 and added together give you 11?
What two numbers added
6
together
and 5.
give you?
Ayan, I hope that this will.
My
And no
answer is
calculator, yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the answer?
minus
X
6
is
and minus.
equal to -6 or X is equal to -5.
So you get two answers. Do you see that?
Yes,
Is it obvious which one it is?
it's -6 because
What?
M is.
What?
Oh, wait. No, no, sorry.
Is it obvious
It
which
would
one
be-
it is? Is it possible to work out which one it is?
-6.
Yes, because x is negative.
But both of those are negative.
Both are negative.
It's not obvious, I think.
Wouldn't
It's not
you be able to
obvious.
just see relative to the to m, because what is it? Yeah. So basically, you have -5 and -6, and m is, I mean, L is above m, so and further away from the y-axis than m. So it has to be. It can't. It has to be. Okay, now I'm lost again.
My
Elias,
question is simple. Yes, Sanafisa?
Isn't the easiest? There's an easier way of calculating that, which is the x1 minus x2 plus x3 formula, right? If you do that, then it gives a
Yeah, but
-5.
you haven't set the parallelogram yet.
You don't know if it's a.
Oh,
So
so
we
can you
can't do
only
that.
use that
That's
if it's a parallelogram?
So
yeah.
the
That's the
simple,
answer.
the question is the possible coordinates of L. So you don't have to say which one it
Oh, I
is.
see. So you can say either or, right?
Yes, because at this
The one
stage,
or
you're reading on now. You mustn't read on. But what I'm trying to get to you is that sometimes it's obvious to see which one it is, right? But here the numbers are so close that you can't say it's -6 or it's -5. Okay. And the giveaway is that they say possible coordinates. Do you see that? That's the giveaway. Because if it's possible coordinates and you're only getting one answer, that's a problem. It's a problem. So we're getting, for L, what are the coordinates that we get if we sub it in? We can sub it into that x plus 3 formula.
Can't you just check out?
-3, sorry, -6 and -3 and
And -5 and?
-5 and -2.
Correct, because you're just adding 3 to the x value. Y equals x plus 3. So if you choose x value -6, then y is just going to be that x value plus 3. Determine the coordinates of L. Now, Nafisa, you can have your limelight. If it is given that KLMN is a parallelogram. What do you know about parallelograms?
Opposite sides are equal.
Yeah, what else?
Opposite angles.
What about opposite angles?
Equal.
No, it's isn't it?
If
180.
it's a, sorry, so if they do tell you it's a parallelogram, the distance from in to k will be the same as the distance from in to out. So you can see it visually also.
But they already told you that. So what else? What else do you know about the parallelogram?
Diagonals bisect each other.
The diagonals bisect, but there is something else that is very obvious that maybe you know, but you haven't said it.
Opposite angles are equal.
What do you mean
Opposite sides are parallel.
And what do we know about parallel lines?
The gradient is equal.
Gradient.
Right. Now, because you know the gradient, you can now work out what L is. Because just like for this one, what must you do to get from N to K? If you take it in terms of X and Y, what must you do?
Oh, y2 minus
Move
y1.
left 2 units left.
2 to the left and?
3 units up.
Up by 3. Because you told me the gradient is -3/2. 2 to the left, up by 3. 2 to the left, up by 3. Okay. And the same thing over here, because they're parallel and they're equal. What's 2 to the left?
-5
and what's up by 3?
3. Oh, wait. Yeah.
2 to the left, up by 3. 2 to the left, up by 3.
-5 and -2.
Yeah, it would be -2.
Do you see now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see how logical it is? Like how it's like it's all coming together now. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's all just application of concepts. It's all just you're taking your knowledge that you've learned in the concept videos in class, and now you're just projecting it onto the question. So yeah, okay. So let's write in there -5, -2, so it's easier for us now. It then says T is a point on KL. Tm is drawn such that Tm equals Lm. Okay, so T is a point on KL. Tm is drawn such that Tm equals Lm. So we could say something like maybe M is over here. Do you guys agree with that? Because they're saying that Tm must equal Lm. Sorry, T. Do you see that?
Yes, TM.
Actually, wait. Let me just see here. T is a point. Tm equals Lm. Okay, so this distance is the same. So if we put this here and we made this T, then what they're saying is that this distance is what? What's Tm's distance going to be?
Square root 13.
Root 13. Now let's look at the question. Calculate the area of KTN.
Of
The area
KTM.
KTN. Former. So here's the triangle. Do you see the triangle? KTN?
Yeah.
Any ideas? Anyone have any ideas? What are the ways of finding the area of a triangle?
The area rule.
And yes, and explain to me, when do you use each one?
Oh.
What are the two triangle area rules? Area formula?
The sine of the cos.
No, how do you find the area of a triangle? What are the two formulas that you guys
For the
know?
area rule, it's one angle, two sides and an included angle.
Yes, and the half base, the other one?
That, I'm not sure. I think it's like with a right
Half base
angle.
times height.
Yes,
That's
so
fine
if you have a
it's,
right angle triangle,
it's a
then
right
you use
angle.
half base times height. Or if you have a perpendicular height. Okay. Now the question is, do we have a perpendicular height?
No, not really.
Although, oh my
Probably will
goodness,
have
great.
to use area rule, right? And the included angle.
Wouldn't
That's the cos rule.
Say that again.
Okay, so they gave Okay, but I'm just gonna calculate this and see if it works, and then I'll say it out.
Sandra, do you have any ideas?
Okay. Okay, so basically, they say that Tm is equal to Lm, and then basically, because Tm is equal to Lm, then they're both equal to root 13, right? So then basically, can't that be an alternate coordinate of what L is, of what we got for L? Because that we were basically calculating there what
Huh?
a distance on.
I'm confused too.
You are correct, actually, but I was very impressed by it. But maybe just phrase it again. You are correct, Iman.
Okay, cool. Okay, so basically they tell you that Tm that we're finding is equal to Lm, right?
You guys agree
and
with that? Tm equals Lm. Tm equals Lm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then basically because okay, so earlier we found Kn is equal to Lm, right? And that we calculated that using the distance of Kn, right? So basically, if Kn is equal to Lm and Lm is equal to Tm, then
Yes.
and which is all equal to root 13, then we can use then this coordinate of T is equal to the other coordinate of L, because the distance between L and there's so much information, I'm getting confused as I'm speaking.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the x coordinate of t would be negative. Well, I'm not really understanding.
No, I confused myself.
Where? Okay. Ziti, would you like me to explain it? But if you
Yes,
can,
please.
but you did very well. Actually, I was very impressed. But so basically, when we did this question, right? Where we solved for L, what did we do? What did we do when we tried to solve it?
Formula in the root of. Well,
Yes,
yeah.
but what did we do? We found a potential point that is root 13 away from M that also lies on this line. Do you agree?
Yeah.
There's only one person.
Yes.
Nafisa, Sabiha, being quiet. Ayan.
Yes.
Yes.
When we subbed in x plus 3 into this for y, we basically told the equation, listen here, I need you to find the x values that are root 13 away from M, but also lie along the line y equals x plus 3. And how many answers did we get?
2.
They gave you
Because
two answers.
-5 and -6.
Yes. But now in this question, they're telling you that T is a point on this line that is also root 13 away from M.
Oh, okay. So the coordinate of t would be -6 and -3.
It would have to be,
Okay.
because we found out negative. You see how beautiful this is, man. Iman, what better birthday present for Nafisa than this? I mean, like, you know, I don't know what more I could, like, this is my birthday present, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And
Okay,
thank
so you lucky
So-
girl.
So, so does everybody follow this logic here?
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't this so cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just bring that triangle there. Now there's the triangle KTN. And yeah. There's K10. So we know the coordinate of T, basically. That's the cool thing. We know the coordinate of T.
So to find the area, we're going to use area rule, right?
I would back that because we don't know if it's right angled. Do you
Right.
agree?
So we have the one side, which is root 13. Should we work out the distance for KT?
You tell me.
I think we should. Because then we're going to use the included angle of 78,69.
Yes, because you've got the included angle already. Do you see how it's coming together? You see it's coming
Yes.
together. Okay, so
Mhm.
what's the distance for KT?
Okay.
Square root 29.
You get square root 29.
Yeah.
I'm backing you. Okay. Square root 29. That's a prime number. Okay.
Wait, no, that's wrong. Sorry.
Oh, it's wrong. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm also
There's no
getting
square root
something
of
different.
T.
Yeah, I also got square root 50, yeah.
Okay. Square root 50. So there's two people with that, so I'm gonna go with that. And then what's the area rule, Naima?
The one side 1 times side 2, and then the angle. Right.
No.
Half AB times sine C.
Yes,
Of the two sides, which is root 13 times root 50
times the
and
sine of the
sine
angle.
sine
Of the
A.
angle.
Okay, so sine is okay. And what's this answer? What's the answer for this?
I got 12,50.
12,5. Okay, basically 12,5. And they don't give us the units, so we just say units squared. Did everybody else get that?
Yeah, I got the same.
Okay. Do we do any new maths here?
Nope.
So are you guys starting to see the point that I'm trying to make? That are you guys starting to see that?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? Sandra, you've been a bit quiet.
No, I'm fine.
Does it make sense, this question?
Yeah.
Okay, you must just say if anything isn't clear, okay? Okay. So this is actually one of my favorite questions. Just that last part there. You see how subtle they are, man. They're trying to trick you there. They're trying to.
No, they just want us to lose marks.
Yeah, but you see, maths is a game. Either you play it or it plays you. So you have to decide. Do you want to play or do you want to be played? You can respond.
Definitely play.
Yes, okay. Okay. So let me Iman asked a question. So can you maybe send me a one without the pencils? Iman? Iman? Iman, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Iman, can you send me a picture of the question without like the numbers, just so that we can start from the beginning for the question, if possible.
I don't think she's here. Like,
Okay. I hope you guys don't do this. You're like in the live session, and you're there, but then you mute.
go and grab a snack or something, but oh, then I'm back. So
Okay, it is a bit awkward though. I mean, if you can get away with it, like just a quick one. Then if you're actually being asked by the teacher, has that ever happened to you in Google, in your Google?
Every time.
They ask you questions.
No, but you see, it usually happens in LO because we get LO like super early in the morning, and sometimes like I just join the class and I go to sleep. So then she always calls out names, then she will go like Nafisa, Nafisa. Then I don't respond because I'm busy sleeping. Then she'll just move on. But it happens, yes, a lot.
Iman, are you there?
Hello, sorry guys.
There she came now.
What?
I said the wrong way calling before.
Oh, okay. No, we were just talking about you.
Me? What did I do?
So, can you do me a favor and send me this question, but without the numbers?
Okay.
Just so that it's like we're starting clean. No bias. I could also find the paper on the internet, I guess.
That's fine. It's not there. Just give me a second to erase.
Okay, in the meanwhile, list the 9 theorems for me. Circle geometry. Amaro, give me one. Okay, just give me one. Then we go around. Amaro, give me one. What?
Angles in the same segment are equal to each other.
Okay. Naima? Naima?
angles are supplementary.
Okay, Nafisa?
A line drawn from the center of the circle to a chord will bisect the chord.
Okay, Sabiha?
The interior opposite angles of a cyclic quad is equal to 180 degrees.
I think that was said already.
Oh, sorry.
another
Okay. The exterior angles is equal to the interior opposite angle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just any circle geometry theorem. There's more than that. Sandra?
Angle at center is twice the angle at the circumference.
Great. Any others? Amaro?
Tan chord.
What is tan chord?
The angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the interior opposite.
Okay, great. And the other one is a few more. We haven't seen it. One more, I think. There's another tangent one. Two tangent ones.
The tangent drawn from equal points or equal. I forgot how to phrase it, but it's there.
Ice cream cone, yeah. Just think of the ice cream cone. Okay, so hopefully, I mean, all those theorems will come in this question here, hopefully. I mean, assuming that my theory is correct about concepts being the same. Okay, in the diagram, a smaller circle ABTS, okay, and a bigger circle BDRT are given. BT is common chord. Okay, let's just highlight it there. Common chord. Straight lines are drawn. Chords AS and DR are produced to meet C. AS, DR produced to meet C. Where's AS, DR? Oh, I see. A equals X and all. So they don't really say anything about these circles. Okay. Do we have any radii? No. Okay. So let's look at the questions. Name, giving a reason, another angle equal to X. Iman, what did you say?
I said B1 is equal to X because of angles subtended by the same chord.
Do you guys all see that? Here's the angle, this the chord ST.
Yeah.
They both are subtended by that chord. So if we make that red, then B1's red. I like using colors, okay? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Any other angles which are the same? Because
Wouldn't S3 be equal to X?
S3 equals X. Why do you say that?
Because of tan chord, the inverse tan chord theorem.
Is it a tangent?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so just be careful. You can't use. So you have to make sure you have to have the conditions for the. T2 equals S1. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of the imaginary chord AB.
Yeah.
Would subtend. So when you've got this butterfly circuit situation, there's lots of angles which are equal. So S1 will equal T2. Can you see that when I make it blue? Or should I maybe use a darker?
No, it's visible.
Fine.
Okay. Yeah, and then of course, what else could we say? So therefore these angles, these triangles are similar because they've got same angles. What else can we see? Can we see anything else there? Okay.
D1 will be equal to S2.
D1 equals S2. Why?
I'm not actually sure, but if you can say it's angle subtended by the same chord because it's on the same arc. Would it be angle subtended by equal chords? Because by common chord.
It's not the same circle.
So would it not be equal then?
It's interesting actually. Let me just think about that for a moment. Would an angle, if it's in a different circle, equal chords?
I can draw it and figure out if that's what I'll.
I never actually thought of it like that. I'm not actually sure. Would D1 equal S2?
I'm gonna draw two circles now and just figure it out quickly.
Equal chords subtend equal angles. But is it in the same circle? But a circle is just a projection. They're all similar. Every circle is similar. Then I think it would be true. Just thinking. Actually, if you brought a circle very close, I actually don't think so. Because if you stretch out a circle, make it bigger and bigger and bigger, the angle will become smaller and smaller and smaller. So let's park that. I'll do some. Okay. Ayan, okay. Angle Y.
is equals to B2.
Why B2?
Exterior angle of a cyclic quad is equals to the interior angle of a cyclic quad.
Yes. So you can see that you've got a cyclic quad here. So now you've got your properties of cyclic quads. Do you see that? So, Iman, did you also get that?
I'm still a bit confused.
As to why, as to this.
Oh, wait.
So this is a cyclic quad. Do you see?
Yeah.
And here's the exterior angle. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Aren't they asking for to prove that SCDB is a cyclic quadrilateral?
oh, no, we're not there yet. No, nothing. Okay. So now, is there anything else that we can show? Cyclic quad. Not really. Yeah, okay. Show that it is a cyclic quad. So how can we show that something's a cyclic quad?
But proving the theorems that go with
Opposite
cyclic quad,
angles.
so
Yes. Or the exterior angle is equal to the
Interior opposite.
yes. Can we show that here? Iman, I saw you filled out quite a
yeah, but I kind of it relied on that thing I asked about earlier, which by the way I just
Yeah.
listed now is false. So B2 isn't equal to. I mean,
yeah, I was a
B2
bit
isn't
cautious
equal to
about I was a bit cautious. I just never thought of it like that. So we would either have to prove that R2 equals S3, or we show that
Wait, why R2? Because they're asking.
SCDB. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong cyclic quad. SCDB. SCDB, not this one, is a cyclic quad. So we would either have to show that this blue is there.
Yeah.
Right? Or we would have to show that this adds up to 90. I think I might have got it. Do you agree that if this is going to be a cyclic quad, then this plus this must add up to 180?
Yes.
Yes.
But look at this triangle here. Red, green.
Oh my god. Okay, that's what I didn't see, and then that's why I didn't get it, because I couldn't figure out how to make that into
Yeah, so do you see how the yellow plus the red and the green equals 180 because it's a triangle? But since the yellow plus the red and the green add up to 180, the angles are supplementary, and since the angles are supplementary, SBDC is? It's a cyclic quad. Cyclic quad. Okay. You happy with that? So if this is a cyclic quad now, do you agree we can apply the principles, the rules? So what does that mean? What else is equal to blue?
D is D, I mean BDC.
BDC, yes. That's equal to blue because of the exterior angle of a cyclic quad is equal to the opposite interior angle.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it says it is further given that D2 equals 30. And AST is, where's AST? I can't see that. Oh, there. AST is 100. Prove that SD is not a diameter of circle BDS. How would we show that it's not a diameter? Do you have any ideas, Iman?
By basically saying that ASB, I mean 100 minus ASB isn't equal to 90, because then the angles of the same circle wouldn't apply.
No, remember AST is 100. It's not part of that triangle. This whole thing is 100.
Wouldn't we prove that B2 is not equal to 90 because
B2?
okay. No, sorry.
Wouldn't you show that this is not equal to 90?
Yeah, that's what
B1
I
and
said.
B2. Because here's, no, you said
Oh.
B2. So
Okay.
BDS is within in a circle, right? And we know a diameter subtends an angle of 90. So if we show that the angle that is subtended is not 90,
then
it
it's
can't
not
be a
the
diameter.
diameter. Yeah.
Do you guys see the reasoning? So we've dropped a few numbers. So do you follow that, Iman?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got a blue plus S2 equals 100. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Iman? Naima, do you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
A blue plus S2 equals 100. And D2, or yeah, 100, or blue minus D2, which is 30, equals D1. Okay. Any ideas? Iman, Sandra?
Nope. I am very confused.
Wait, are you okay with what we have so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is confusing you?
I do not know how to get further than that.
Yeah, I also don't know it. I'm just that's why we're looking at the question. So I mean, but the thing is, like, you don't have to know exactly what to do. You have to think about it, and that's why we have to, we have to use our brain power and try and think about how can we show that this is not. AST is here, right? Here's T1. Yeah. Can make T1 black. So we know that the red is less than 90. Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay, you have an idea, Sandra?
Yeah. Maybe
Okay, what's your
we can get S3.
S3 with yes. How do you have you have S3, right?
With angles on a straight line.
So it's 80.
Yeah.
Great.
No.
Yes.
Oh, after we can get C because we have 30, which is D2.
Okay. So you've got what is that C equal to?
It's gonna be -2 minus. It's 70.
So what does that make B1 and B2?
Then we have proved that SCDB is a cyclic quad.
Yes. So what does that make that B1 and B2 if this is 70?
110.
Yeah,
And why is that significant?
because it's not 90. So therefore
And
SD cannot be the diameter.
Iman?
I agree. So yeah.
Yeah. So you just had to write. It's good. I mean, gave you 100, so you could have written 80 and then 70. Yeah. So the moral of the story with circle geometry is that it's okay if it doesn't jump out at you immediately. But the most important thing is, do you guys see how we haven't done anything new? Right? We haven't invented anything new. Sandra, do you agree?
Yes.
But we just had to think and employ our minds and think, okay, what can I try here? What can I try there? But do you see how, even for me, there are times when the first thing that I try doesn't work. Or the second, maybe it's the second thing or the third thing, but the point thing is that you're trying. Okay? And then Sandra came along and she gave a suggestion that actually worked. But the maths that she used was no different to what we've done before. Do you see that? Naima, you guys agree?
Yeah.
So well done, Sandra. So yeah, Iman, you wanted to do that other question.
Someone sent the question 9 minutes
Oh.
ago.
Lelaine. We've done this before. I think I have answered this one, but can you send your one first? Then I'll just double check. I think I might have covered this in the bank. Iman, can you just send your one again?
Okay.
And how is Rivka doing? I haven't seen her in a long time. You guys know how Rivka's doing?
No. I don't think any of us are close to her. I think, I'm not sure.
There. That's the same one. But the video's not there. Why is the video not there? Maybe we should just answer this quickly after Imam's one. Okay. Okay. So Iman, what part of the video was not 100% clear?
I just didn't understand it at all. Like I don't understand how, like, in a different situation you'd apply the same kind of thing. Like I really just didn't understand, and I watched it like 3 times. I don't know why it just didn't click for me.
Okay, so do you understand sigma notation?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I wrote this for you now, what do you understand by this? Just to clarify.
It
Yes.
represents the sum of all the values of cos squared A between 38 and 52.
Correct. So can you write out the sequence for me, basically?
Like, is it like cos squared 38, cos squared 39, plus cos squared, like that?
Okay, do you agree that is what it means?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's good that we agree, okay? But now the thing is, when I looked at this 52 and 38, I saw that when they add up, it's 90, right?
Yeah, I got lost from there onwards.
Okay. So do you agree this is gonna, if we write it in reverse, it's gonna be cos squared 52 plus cos squared 50. Do you agree? Plus cos squared 49.
Wait, why do we skip
plus,
cos squared 51?
sorry, that's my mistake. That's my mistake. But you get the idea.
Yeah.
Right? 49, 41, 48, 42, 47, 43, 46. No, I missed something else. I missed 50. Okay. 50, 49, 48, 47, 44, 46, 45. What is cos squared 38 plus cos squared 32?
90.
No. So how can you change cos?
You said it first.
It is 90. No, it's not. It is.
No,
60 plus-
it is. It is
What is-
90.
No, it's not 90.
It is
Cos
one.
squared 90.
No.
One.
What is how can you rewrite cos squared 52?
How can you rewrite it?
Reduction.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
How can you
as
It's
cos
change it?
squared 38.
90 minus.
Cos squared 38. I mean sine squared 38.
Sine squared 38.
Yeah, because 90 minus 52.
Yes, no, I'm saying you're right.
Okay.
What's sine squared 48 plus cos squared 38?
1.
1.
You just
What's cos squared 39 plus cos sine squared 39?
that's 90 as well.
Not
So it'll be
90.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1 until you get to 44 and 46.
That's what I said in the video.
I didn't like maybe I was blonde every single time. But I don't understand that. Why can't you just say like okay.
Why can't you just say?
No, it's okay. I figured it out. Okay.
So remember when they say without a calculator, there's always a trick to it. It's always a trick. And you have to try and work out what the trick is. Otherwise, they wouldn't have told you without a calculator, right? That there's something that they're trying to tell you. Do you agree?
Yeah.
What part wasn't clear?
I just didn't understand why you'd have to lay it out like that. Like, how would you know to just lay it out like that and get that? Like, I just don't understand how you were supposed to realize that. Like the thinking behind
I saw
it.
the 52 and the 38 gave it away for me. Was that, well, firstly, without a calculator tells you that you have to do something different or you have to try something. And the 52 and 38 for me was like, okay, this adds up to 90. There's something going on here. See, because 90 is a special, it's special in trigonometry. But I just played around with it and I found it. But the thing is, like, that's what you guys have to do. You have to, maths is about exploration. I don't mind if you guys struggle, because it's often when you struggle that you discover most things and you learn most things. I think I always say that for, if you struggle and you get something right, it's always a great feeling, right? So I don't want you guys to give up after the first try. So like a lot of people say to me, Elias, I tried this question and the method that I used didn't work. I said, okay, did you try another method? No. And that's what I'm trying to get them to understand, that in maths, the method that you try is not always going to work. That's why you have to know different methods. That's why you have to know different concepts. Because sometimes, like remember that question with the gradient, you couldn't do y2 minus y1. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
With the 45. So then you have to think, okay, well, how else can I calculate gradient? Angle of inclination. So that's, but this is not an easy question, Iman, but I'm just trying to show you that we haven't done anything new. All we've done is we just arranged them differently. And for me, the giveaway was that the 52 and the 38 added up to 90. Do you see that?
Yeah. All I
Okay.
can think is those poor matrix who wrote this paper last year. Because
What?
both of the papers had really, really, really weird questions in them for 2019. Because 2019, I left you to the K1. That was really not obvious at all. And
I
this one has
think that the 2018 paper was harder, like I was going through it and
No.
I found
No,
more
actually, 2019 wasn't necessarily more difficult. It was just a lot more abstract, I guess. Like it really wasn't obvious. Like
It wasn't. It
it
was
was
not.
more like different questions. It was more testing the concepts instead of like the other
Not
past
even-
papers. It was
No, 2019 was like, remember this thing that you were taught logically? Now you must like unravel the logic, and now you will get your answer. Oh,
But again,
no,
it's the
I
same.
think
The
the
same work.
2019
Same
paper
concept.
is easier. Yes, yeah.
The same concepts. And that's why I feel like with your paper, they might do something similar. So I don't want people to
Yeah,
get
I
shocked.
also think so. I also think
I don't want people to get shocked when you start seeing like stuff you've never seen before, but just have that peace of mind knowing that this question is not, there's no new maths that I have to do with this. So if I know the concepts and I have that mind map, I know that I have all the tools that you need to answer this question. So that's why if you know the concept videos, if you know the concepts, every question in your exam becomes answerable. Notice the words I use there. When I say answerable, I mean you have the tools to understand, to answer this question. Whether or not you answer it is, it's, I can't guarantee it, but you have the tools to answer it. Just like with this question of the sigma notation, you can't answer this if you don't understand sigma notation. Right? You have to understand what sigma notation is. So that's why that's why the concept video on sigma notation is very important. And you'll see a lot of other questions on sigma notation that come from past papers where they incorporate sigma notation into functions. I don't know if you guys have seen that, Naima. The last question, that is sigma notation in.
I did.
Yes. So don't be surprised. I'm telling you now, I'm giving you the surprise. So you won't be surprised in the exam, because I honestly believe, judging by what they said they would do, and the criticism of the NSC papers was always that people could memorize. I mean, far too, unfortunately, I don't mean to say this, but far too many people were getting A's for maths, but they didn't understand the work. That's what was happening for many years, because many people could memorize, past papers, questions, and methods, and then they would get good marks. And ideally, that is actually problematic, because those people will struggle at university. Ideally, you want people to train them to think and to have understanding of concepts and application of concepts. So if your maths exam is not testing that, then are you really doing your job? And for me, the fact that people become so worried about the 2019 paper, especially the matrics who wrote it, tells me more about them than it tells me about the exam.
yeah, that makes sense.
Not to be offensive, but it tells me about the education system and how people are trained to do mathematics.
Yeah.
Right?
Because, and like, I actually find that a problem, like, in general is that like when I approach problems compared to like if I forgot the work completely, is that you kind of rely on your experience with previous problems, and instead of trying to find like using logic, you kind of think like how have I done things like this in the past, and that kind of hinders you a lot. I found
Yeah.
that with physics.
Yeah. Physics is a bit different. Physics, I find that, I don't know about you, but I always found physics, they were much more like, but easier than the mathematics.
Oh,
In
definitely, yeah, definitely.
Like the questions, they could make you think a lot more in physics. Let's put it that way. They could make it a lot more difficult.
Definitely.
And that's why people who do medicine in UCT, it's a big shock when you look at the university physics, because it's the university physics is almost like the maths now in terms of what you have to think, and you know, it's in terms of the thinking processes that you need, and stuff like that. But anyway, there is another question actually. We can do, let's just go through this one quickly. The last question I did actually answer before, but we can actually, you guys have the energy? You want to do the last question?
I think I did it.
Oh, so then you can guide us.
Yeah, I think I did. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did everything.
But I want you to break it down. You're gonna break it down for somebody who has never done this question before, okay?
Okay.
So that's somebody's watching this video now, has done this question, and maybe is not 100% sure how to do it. So we're gonna act as if, you know, I'm asking Iman to teach us how to do this. Okay, so when you read the question, Iman, how did you read the question? What did you see in the question? What did you say? How did you break down the question? Start with a statement.
Basically, they give you in the diagram PRST, then they give you R's coordinates, S coordinates, and T's coordinates, with the exception of its Y coordinate. And they say that the vertices of trapezium PRST, and because they say it's trapezium, we know that there's no real quadrilateral rule we can apply. And
There's one rule.
The opposite sides are parallel.
Yeah, that's one rule.
Oh yes. Besides that, yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you. And PT is and PT is parallel to RS, and then
yes.
RS and PR cut the y-axis at T, and okay, yeah, that's just on the diagram. Okay, then basically the first question is write down the equation of PR, but we can see that C lies on PR, and the y coordinate of R is the same as the y coordinate of C. Therefore, we know that the equation of the line is just y is equal to 5. So,
it's a horizontal line.
Yeah.
Great. And notice how
And
they say
then-
write down. What does write down mean?
There's no calculation involved.
So you know that it's a quick one. Okay. So
And
right,
then-
next one, gradient of RS.
Gradient of R is RS. Okay, yeah, then they basically give you both of the coordinates. So you say delta y over delta x, and then that gives you 5 plus 7 over 3 plus 3, and that gives you 2. Then they ask for the size of theta. And okay, so basically they tell you that PT is parallel to RS. Therefore, because we've already got the gradient of RS, we know that the gradients are going to be equal. So we can use tan theta is equal to the gradient of RS because the gradients are equal, and you can get theta is equal to 63,43.
So tan theta equals the gradient, which is 2, and therefore theta equals 63,43.
Yeah.
So you're zooming through. Okay, next one.
Okay, then 3.2.3, the coordinate of D. Okay, this one, what did I do?
Where's D?
D. Oh, so where is D? Oh, okay, so D is the y intercept the y intercept of RS. So you basically just have to sub in 0
into which equation?
Oh, okay. So basically, I first found the equation of RS, which turned out to be 2x minus 1, and then I subbed.
Okay, so I mean, so RS, you would say y equals mx plus c. You would sub in one of these points, and then you get an equation of y equals 2x
2x
minus 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how did you
And
find d?
D is the y-intercept, and we know that the constant in the y is equal to mx plus c formula is your y-intercept. So we know that the coordinates of D are 0 and -1. 0 because it's on the y.
This is not drawn to scale clearly, eh? It's not drawn to scale, because if this is -1 and this is -7, that's not drawn to scale. Anyway,
Okay.
if it is given that, yeah, next question, if it is given.
If it's given that TS is equal to 2 root 5, calculate the value of K. Oh, where's my...
Okay, looking
Okay,
at it
so-
now. Don't look at your notes. Look at it now.
Never mind.
Naima, you want to try? Oh, Naima left. Sandra, you want to try?
Oh yeah, you
Sandra?
basically just say D is... Sorry.
You can go, Iman.
Okay, you basically say that the equation of D is equal, the distance of D is equal to the distance formula, and then you sub in all of your coordinates except for where the y coordinate of T would be, and you just put K there. And then
What's
you just,
2 root 5? What you gonna write there for the distance formula?
2 root 5, which squared is equal to the square root of -5 plus 3 squared plus K plus 7 squared.
What's 2 root 5 squared?
20.
And you should know that now. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, I felt so
Okay.
dumb after that.
Okay, so the distance between the x values, which is -5 and -3, which is 2, or -2, it doesn't really matter. It's 2 squared plus k plus 7, k minus -7, which is k plus 7. I'm just using distance formula over here. And then what do you get for k?
I got K is equal to -3 or -11. And then basically just looking at the position on the Cartesian plane, because it was above, D is above S, you know, it can't be -11 because the y coordinate of S is -7. So D has to be -3.
Why do
K
you
is
get
have
two
to be
answers? I'm just going to interrogate you now. Why do you get two answers?
because there's two places where the distance is equal to 2 to 5 from,
I want more than that.
I don't know.
Because
Oh, is it because the oh no, never mind.
you were nearly there.
Is
You
it
can't. It's incomplete if you say there's two places where the distance is 2 root 5. That's incomplete. You must finish the sentence.
T? Oh, okay. Because basically T lies on T. TP and TS. So.
But you're not using that equation. You just, the x value is -5. That's constant. So when you finding k, you're finding basically the y coordinate when the distance is 2 root 5 and the x coordinate is -5, which means that you could also be finding this. Do you see that?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see now.
Because
Yeah.
What are you asking the equation to do? You're saying, equation, please tell me the y value when the distance is 2 root 5 and the x value is -5. That's what you're asking the equation to do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to think of it like that. Never thought of it like that before.
So you must say, it's nice to think about. You don't. This is not necessary, but it's nice to understand why you got two answers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now 3.4.
3.4 is, sorry, it's just loading quick.
So why this was confusing to me is, do you see this is -3, but this is supposed to be -1.
Yeah.
The y value is -3, and so it's not drawn to scale. That's why I was very upset with the question, how they managed to make this an exam question. But anyway.
Okay, so the next question is parallelogram TDNS with n in the fourth quadrant is drawn. Calculate coordinate of n. So they don't draw n there, so you're supposed to imagine it.
So we can draw it in. Let's draw it in. TDNS, so it's somewhere there.
And the way that I found it is I basically use the shift between the points. So between T and D, to get from the x coordinate of T to the x coordinate of D was you have to plus 5. Get from the y coordinate of T to the y coordinate of D, you say plus 2. Therefore, you just apply
Plus
that
5.
from
Plus 5.
plus
Plus 5.
5.
Wait, so say it again. Say it again.
To get from the x coordinate of T to the x coordinate of D, it's negative 5 to 0, so it's plus 5. To
Yes.
get from the
To
y
the right by
coordinate
5.
yeah. Okay. So, and then to get the y coordinate, to get from the y coordinate of T to the y coordinate of D, you say negative 3 to negative 1, which is you add 2 or go 2 units to the right.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically you apply that to your S point, and then you basically say to get from the x coordinate of S to the x coordinate of N, you have to say negative 3 plus 5, which is going to give you negative 2, and then you do the same
No, 2,
for the
2,
y
2,
coordinate.
2, just 2.
2.
Negative
Okay.
3 plus 5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, oopsie. Okay, then for the y coordinate of S to the y coordinate of N, you say negative 7 plus 2, and that gives you negative 5.
Okay.
So you
Just for the people who are watching, TD and SN are equal and they're parallel because this is a parallelogram. They told you this now, 3.4. Because they're equal and parallel, you could say, okay, well, to go from year to year, as Iman said, I have to go to the right by 5 and up by 2. So this is not drawn to scale, but from negative 3 to minus 1, I'm up by 2. So therefore, for this one, I have to go to the right by 5 and up by 2, which is 2, 2, and then up by 2, which is negative 5. Okay, great. Now, Iman, the last question.
Okay, so basically, yeah, they ask you to. Sorry. Okay, so they said that triangle PRD is reflected about the y-axis to form triangle P dash R dash D dash. Calculate the size of R D R dash. So
I'm just
basically,
gonna draw it. I'll just draw the triangle just to make it easier. There's PRD, right? There's PRD. PRD is over here. Okay. Do you see that PRD? Okay. And then they saying, what are we doing? We're reflecting it about the. How are we reflecting this PRD? Man. Sandra, how are we reflecting this PRD? We're reflecting it about the, Iman, the y-axis. Okay. And Sandra, what do you know about, okay, Iman, you there?
I'm sorry, I was answering the whole time. I didn't know my mic was on.
Oh, okay. So what do we mean when we reflect something about the y-axis? What does that mean?
It means that the point, so if R, for example, is 5 units from the y-axis, it'll be 5 units from the y-axis to the other direction.
What does it mean when we reflect something about the y-axis? How do we find the?
You make the y-axis the x-coordinate negative.
Yes. The x-coordinate not negative. It changes sign, because if it was negative, then it becomes
positive.
Okay. So what is the coordinates of? What's the new coordinate of R?
Negative 3 and 5.
So if we maybe just make it look very nice, something like that, right? Would you say that's right? Minus 3 and 5, because remember you're just swapping the x values, changing their sign when you reflect about the y-axis. Okay, and we can and now we're reflecting R. a D? How would D reflect about the y-axis?
It would be unaffected because it's on the y-axis.
Well done. D is not affected because it's on the y-axis. What about P?
We don't need P, do we? Because they're asking for RDR dash R. But P would, yeah, because we don't have the coordinate of P.
Yeah, so they're asking for the angle RDR. So they're asking for this angle over here. So if you, but do you agree P would be reflected over here, somewhere like there?
Yeah.
And then it would come down like that. And then we can fit the triangle in and just say that there's our triangle. So we just write there P prime, just to make it easier for ourselves. And there's R prime. Okay. So the question is asking for?
The angle of RDR.
Yes, which is this angle over here. Okay. Can you work it out? Do you
Yeah.
have any ideas?
So basically, your first step would be to calculate the gradient of R prime, I believe, R prime and D, that line. And that would give you, you'd say -5 minus 5 over 0 minus 3, and that'd give you,
No, the 5 minus 1.
oh, sorry, 5 minus 1 over
Minus
-3.
1.
Minus 1. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
I think I don't
6 over -3.
2. Oh yeah, 2. Okay. 2. And then you say tan theta is equal to 2, and then -2? No, just 2. Just 2. And then you get theta is equal to 63,13. And yeah, that would be your theta that's over there. And then you do the same for RD. And where did it go? Okay.
Just
Okay, you do the same for,
say it again, Iman.
you do the
Okay.
same for RD, and you get,
Oh,
I'm not quite sure what I did here.
you want this angle over here. They want RDR, this angle over here.
So you just add the angle of inclination of R dash D, that line, and RD, the other side angle.
So you wouldn't, that's not the angle of inclination, right? This is not the angle of inclination. Do you agree?
Yeah.
What's the angle of inclination? You would have to draw it. Do you agree that's not the angle of inclination?
Yes.
What's the angle of inclination? It would be this angle.
Oh. Yeah. So you calculate that line's angle of inclination, and then you
Which you know
minus
already,
the,
right? You know
yeah.
it already, didn't you?
So you'd minus that, then you'd minus RD's angle of inclination from it, and that would give you RDR.
What is the angle of inclination we said was? 66, 63,
63.
So do you agree that that's just going to be, this is 90 minus 63,43? Yes,
Yeah.
90. You don't sound confident?
Wait, how's it 90? Because
this is 63,43, right? Do you agree with that?
how do we know? How do?
Because we worked it out
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So this is
Okay, yeah.
63,43, and this is 90. So therefore, this is 90 minus that.
Okay, I can understand.
And
But wouldn't
yeah,
wouldn't it just be easier to just take that that angle that we calculated now, that 163,13, and then minus that
from
the angle of RD?
What's the angle of RD? I'm not sure if I'm following. Can you just explain again?
Okay. Okay, so the angle of RD is 63,43, and then basically you take the angle of r dash d, which we calculated to be 1 like the anti-clockwise angle, that would be 116,57. Could you say 180 minus 63,13? And then you can take that.
No. Wait.
No?
So, okay. Do we agree this is 63,43?
Yes.
Why? Because the gradient is 2.
Negative 2, yes.
2.
But it's
2. PT is 2, the gradient, because it's parallel to this line.
Sorry. Yeah.
Right? And so all I'm saying is that means that the rate is 63,43. Because you're just drawing another parallel line to the horizontal x-axis.
Okay.
It's the same thing as doing this. Do you see?
Yeah.
So if this is 63,43 and this is 90, what does that make this? If this is 63,43 and this whole thing is 90, then the black is 90 minus.
26,
Yes. And the same thing with this side, because you could do the same thing and work out the angle of inclination, but you wouldn't actually have to, but you would work out that this angle is also 63,43, which means that this one is just 26,57. Iman?
Yeah.
So then you just times it by 2.
Why can we assume that r dash, that angle there that you said was equal to 63,43 as well? I don't understand why we can assume that is. Oh, how do we know that that's also equal to 63,43?
Because you said the gradient is minus 2.
Oh my word. Oh, okay, I understand. Yo, I'm so sorry. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. Sometimes it just takes a bit more explanation to click. So because it's minus 2, then this will be 63,43, and this will be 26. So you say 90 minus that. 26,56 times 2, which gives us a final answer of 53,13.
Cool. Okay, that's the answer I got. But I was just confused. Okay.
Are you clear on it now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Sandra, any questions?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. This went on a bit longer, but yeah, so did you guys appreciate how we're just applying concepts?
Yep.
And sometimes the concepts are more challenging, but if you master them, then it doesn't matter what question they give you. And even the most difficult questions, do you see this, Iman? Even the most difficult questions that you will encounter, the only reason they're difficult is because you've never seen them before. Do you agree?
Yeah.
It's not that the concepts are changing. It's just you have to apply the concept in a different way, but it's the same concept. So that's the skill that I want you guys to develop with Tutonic. That for me is the most important skill. Being able to break down, think. Maths is about thinking. It's about exploration. It's about innovation, creating new ideas, developing new ways of thinking. And that's what I want you guys to develop, because as you can see, And if you ask your peers who were in Matric 2019, memorization on its own is not going to give you a good mark in the maths exam.
Can I just ask, is like, if you do maths in university, is it basically like those types of questions where you can't really practice a lot, you just have to like get it?
I didn't do maths at university, but although there are some people, I mean, there are people, Layla, if you know Layla, she made some of the videos, you must have heard her voice. She majored in mathematics at university, and JJ, so you must chat to them. I think it is a lot more abstract. It also depends on the type of maths that you do. But they will, they'll tell you that, you see, the problem is, Iman, let me tell you something. The things that I'm telling you now, people who go to university have to learn at university. The things that I'm telling you in terms of how to work, how to learn, how to understand the importance of concepts, many people only realize that at university. So I'm trying to get you guys to do it now, so that if you do decide that's the path that you want to take, I'm not sure if you applied yet.
I have applied, yes.
Okay. So that when you get, I promise you, if you learn like this now, you'll be ahead of your peers.
That's comforting. Do you think we'll be like, because you said that our standard is like much different to like for example when you guys went to like 2015, like those years, do you think we'll be like better equipped to deal with university maths then? Because there was like a huge problem before with people like not coping with university maths, like the jump.
So it depends. Even if they change the syllabus, or if they change the exam, doesn't mean people are going to learn differently.
Okay.
You know?
Because like that's really like the part of like university I'm stressing for the most, because I'm going to have to take that if I don't, because
what did you apply
for computer science, and you have to take like maths for that. So I'm
Yeah.
extremely scared of that.
No, but I know people who've done computer science, so they can guide you. The point is that if you know how to learn, that's all I'm trying to say. If you know how to learn, it doesn't matter what you learn. If you've got the tools to learn, that's the most important thing. So that's what I want you guys to take away from your experience here, is that in a university, the concepts might change. Like there are things that you might be doing now in maths that you will never do at university. But I want you guys to realize that, okay, fine, but at least you are learning that you have to prioritize concepts. That's the point, is that if I could show you, if you guys are convinced by now that understanding concepts is the best way to approach mathematics, then I think I've done my job. Because by teaching you guys that, I'm not just helping you with maths, I'm preparing you for university in a way. And that is what I guess many tuition companies don't do, because it's just about the maths, right? And of course, many schools don't do this, unfortunately, and there's various reasons for that. So if you can learn, if you know how to learn, then it doesn't matter what they give to you. If you have the tools to learn, then nothing can stop you from achieving. The people who do well at university are not necessarily the people who you say are the smart people. Like this is a big problem. People think that they come to university with their distinctions and all this stuff, but then many of them end up failing. The people who do well at university are the ones who are committed, who are dedicated, who work hard, and who approached university to understand. Those are the people that do well. And that's why it's a big shock to people who get to come to university when they come with all these distinctions, because now they're not getting distinctions, and now they have to learn a different way of learning.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to show you that way of learning now, so that you don't have to go through that at university.
That gives me a lot of comfort, thank you. So that gives me a lot of comfort, thank you. Because like I feel like we'd be more prepared now, considering how much like of our own learning we're doing.
Yeah.
Can I just like ask one more question? It's like just like a short question. I don't know if you'll answer this, but like I'm just like very worried about it. But
But turn off the YouTube. Was it turn off the YouTube or so?
No, it's okay. It's okay. No,
okay.
was still watch. They like replied to all my stuff, but they didn't reply to like my first choice, and I was for medicine. And I like, do they usually take so long? Because my one friend who gets like really good marks, like really 90s marks, they also didn't reply to her as well. So do you perhaps know if they're waiting to like our marks or?
Yeah, I mean sometimes they do take longer. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Usually, I mean, if you didn't get in, they will tell you.
Okay, so don't just like reject you, but just kind of leave you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was computer science your first choice at Stellenbosch UCT?
No. Yeah. Computer science was my first choice at UCT, and then because you can do computer science through BCom, that was my second choice, and then at Stellenbosch I applied for medicine first, computer science second, and some other random choice third. So yeah,
Okay.
I got accepted for even for decide computer science at UCT.
Okay. And Sandra, on your side, is there anything that you're looking to do next year?
I want to do a pharmacy. And
are you thinking at UWC, or where do you want to do pharmacy?
Anyway, I think.
Where would you like to do pharmacy? Is there a particular university? Or?
Yeah, at university.
Like, have you applied at a particular university?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Nope.
And Nafisa and Amara, do you know what they are looking at doing? Or Ayan, do you know?
Ayan, I'm not sure, but Amara and Nafisa are both applying for like commerce related things. And Nafisa is because she didn't get like she's not English isn't a